Hi, everybody. I'm Kuviax with Root, the Good Food Agency, and this is another episode of Dig Deep. Today, I'm with Emily Tracy, our Senior PR Account Manager. I'm very excited about this. We're going to be talking about PR trends that you should know. But first, I want to say a huge thank you to Kiln. We are at Kiln co-working space right now. This is their podcast room. And we're feeling very fancy. And Kiln is a co-working place. They have multiple locations, one in Boulder, one in Littleton in Colorado. They also have a couple in Utah.
And very Western.
And I think they're opening one in Arizona soon, too. So we love Kiln. Thank you so much, Kiln, for being our sponsor. So this is Dig Deep. As you know, we're a YouTube channel that is really all about the natural products industry, with a focus on CPG and also a focus on some fun marketing tips and tricks to help you guys really get ahead. Today, we're talking about PR, which is one of our main specialties. And I want to start with what PR is, because quite often our clients don't.
Neither do my parents.
Yeah. Right. Like, how do you even describe what PR is? And I think people have an idea of what it is, but maybe it isn't actually what we really do. So I'm going to let you start with that.
Yeah. So PR is really just about the relationships that you make with media, with the who's who of communities, the key organizations and businesses in your community. It's really just making those strategic connections and working to get earned brand awareness, earned media coverage, and just getting your name out there. And, of course, we could talk for hours about
and we do.
About this. But yeah, really just getting your name out there to the right people and making sure you're presented in the positive light that you should be in.
That's right. And so what do you mean by earned, first of all? What does that mean?
Yeah. A lot of people are like, a lot of clients or potential clients will call us and they'll say, Bon Appetit is trying to sell us an ad for $100,000. Do you think we should do that? And, not only is that price extremely insurmountable for many brands, it also doesn't give you that same earned credibility that working with a reporter, working with an influencer gives your brand. It gives you that third-party credibility that, there's no money being exchanged. It's just this writer believes in your story, believes in your product, and wants to share that.
And so basically earned versus bought, right? Or
pay for play versus
authentic, versus a genuine relationship with your product. So today we're talking about PR trends. So in the 25 years that I've been doing PR, things have shifted. Some things are still important and still stay the same. The core of PR is still the same, right? It's those genuine relationships and getting the word out through the earned, media, basically. But there's also a lot of other aspects to PR. And we're going to talk today about some of the trends that we're seeing these days. And so,
can't believe it's almost 2025.
Oh my gosh.
Wild.
And by the time folks are watching this, it's going to be basically 2025. So speaking of 2025, what's worked in 2000 and 2010, right, is no longer going to be working in 2025. So why don't we talk a little bit about what you're seeing, certainly in the health and wellness CPG world for PR?
Yeah, this year was a huge year for those mega popular health influencers, the ones, Huberman, Dr. Mark Hyman. They have amassed millions of social followers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Their podcasts are on the top of the charts. And these men and women have just created these almost like Bibles that people who want to live longer, sleep better, have a better diet, they really live and die by some of these recommendations. And what we're seeing, with our clients is, of course, like we mentioned, the paid opportunities. You can pay these influencers tens of thousands of dollars for a product mention on their podcast, for a newsletter mention. But, they also are shouting from the rooftops their favorite brands. I know Hyman is a big fan of Bubby's Foods and has mentioned them before. So, it's not out of reach, but those really popular health influencers are becoming so important to some brands.
I think it's so interesting that typically when we're working with food influencers, you don't have to have the same level of trust as a food influencer as you do as a health or wellness expert, right? There's an element of, this is going to affect my body very directly. The food is medicine. I think that's a whole has some gray areas in it. And so trust is really such a huge thing for these influencers, these health and wellness experts. And it's incredible, some of the numbers that we're seeing with their followers and the dollars that you can spend. But there are ways, like you're saying, to get in front of them, right?
Yeah.
And to hopefully leverage their followers by getting onto those. It's
media. Not an easy task, but it can absolutely be done if you believe in your product, you are persistent with them. Try to find a mailing address if you can online to send product samples, and just keep preaching. Health is wealth is so popular right now with, RFK Jr. ran his campaign on Make America Healthy Again. We've been seeing so much information about seed oils and raw milk, and people are just looking for brands and influencers to really break down the stereotypes and get down to brass tacks of what do some of these lifestyle trends mean right now.
So basically, you can find their contact information probably on their website. You can slide into their DMs.
Slide into the DMs.
Send them product. Put together a really clever, interesting pitch about what your company offers, what your products do.
Any timely angles, if you have some sort of functional chocolate company and it's almost Valentine's Day, call that out, call up the timely aspect.
And art is always important, right? If you can offer really good photography of your product in that email that you send to them, you're much more likely to get featured because they need a photo to go with whatever they publish. So, yeah.
Yeah, we could talk all day about how to do your own PR. And
or you could just call us.
Yeah.
And we'll just do it for you. All right. Well, what are some other ways that companies can leverage today's PR trends to get ahead of their competitors?
Yeah, I think it's nice. What we're seeing right now is companies can do a lift that is, 1 hour of sprucing up a website to lean into some trends, or they can spend this multi-month huge undertaking with an activation. So I think it's a great time to, whatever your bandwidth is, whether that's money or time, you can do something that is going to get you ahead. So one of the things that we've been seeing, really take off is brand activations. And I think it's something like 91% of consumers say that they are more likely to buy a product if they have gone to a brand activation. 41% say their brand loyalty is deepened, and 75% of marketers are doing brand activations right now. So I'm sure
brand activation.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, you probably have been to some brand activations without even knowing it. At a CU football game, there's probably a Procter & Gamble tent set up where you can throw a football through a ring and take home with you a detergent. So it's just, boots on the ground brands are coming and they're doing games. They're doing celebrity appearances. They're doing tastings. They're doing just beyond social media, beyond print, beyond digital. It's really having one-on-one interactions with the brands. I went to a brand collaboration dinner a few weeks ago where a pasta brand worked with the restaurant to, put some of the pasta menu items on that restaurant menu for the day. So it's reaching.
So pop-ups, for example.
Pop-ups. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of music concerts will have activations there. Like I mentioned, sporting games. So yeah, it's really just where high foot traffic areas are a lot of the times, or it could be invite only brand activations. And the breadth is so expansive. It can be, again, this huge undertaking with thousands of people, or it can be a 30-person more intimate dinner.
Mm-hmm. It can be everything from you're walking around Costco and someone gives you a cup to sample all the way to one of the big events that Emily's talking about. And activations are a really good time to activations are, it's really smart when you're thinking about an activation to partner with other companies, because you can, first of all, they're a lot of work. And so it's nice to have the extra help, but also because you can get in front of their people and they can get in front of your people.
Totally.
If you
The
partner.
cross promotion is like so valuable.
And make the activation much more fun and interesting because it has more elements to it. So it's just one idea.
Yeah. And it can honestly be like a break from your everyday to be creative and think about how you can leverage current trends. I know Shake Shack earlier this year did a huge pickleball tournament in Denver. So, of course, they had people sign up for these pickleball games, then had burgers and swag to accompany the day.
Fantastic. And then I heard I've been hearing a phrase bandied about lately, micro moments. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. And so that is, if these activations are these huge things that can seem a little more hard to accomplish in your mind, I think micro moments are a great way to have a more feasible effect on your business. It's kind of broken down into I want to know moments, I want to go, I want to do, and I want to buy. And that is trying to leverage a consumer's, wish in that exact moment. I want to go. They're typing in Google best pasta restaurants in Denver. I want to do, someone is typing in, how do I make my own pickles at home? I want to buy, of course, best pizza oven. So it's really like optimizing the content on your social pages, the content on your blogs, your FAQs to answer those questions, in very SEO friendly ways that people can find information quickly on your website, and they're choosing your restaurant to go to. They're choosing your, pizza oven. They're choosing your pickle DIY expertise from the thousands of other competitors out there. So, just make sure your SEO is good, make sure your social content is as clear as can be about hours, directions, and just make it easier on the consumer to get from point A to point B.
Okay, so basically a micro moment is a moment when a person has a need and they're looking most often at their device to research how they can get their need filled.
Exactly.
And there's these different things you want to be thinking about to make sure that when they have that moment, that you're the one coming up and that you're giving them what they need so you can build that relationship.
I mean, we all know attention spans are fleeting these days. So this is just helping you have the customer on the leash for 5 seconds. So make sure you close the deal.
It's so interesting how PR has really expanded, right? I mean, 20 years ago, this wouldn't be PR, right? Of course, we didn't really have devices as much as we do back then, but this is now something you need to think about. It's your relationship with the public.
Yeah,
there's PR.
Much more purchasing decision opportunities than back 10 years ago.
And then tell us about affiliate marketing, because that's something that I feel like Root does really well, and that's because of you. And so let's talk a little bit about, that's not going anywhere, right? We're seeing that more and more.
Yeah. So affiliate marketing, it can be on social, it can be on digital publications. If you've been to a Food and Wine article in the past few years, it's, the 25 gifts to give your partner this holiday season. It'll have a little disclaimer at the top that's, we may get a commission if you click the link below. So it's just another avenue for media outlets to be making money right now. And then alternatively, influencers are also affiliate marketing. If you see someone that's use my code for 20% off Olipop using, Eat Drink, they're also getting a kickback from that sale. So it's pretty easy to set up for your brand to be a affiliate marketing approved company. You go to like Share Sales, Shopify, and you just fill out like a pretty simple form, and you'll receive notifications when a media outlet or an influencer, if they want to start selling your product, you have means to approve everybody. And then it could be one more way for you to get an income stream. It works really well with your kind of standard CPG product, especially non-perishable goods, if you can just ship that hair tie collection, if you can just ship that line of seasonings. So any B2C product works really well with an affiliate marketing program.
Is there a charge to join something like Share Sales?
Usually, I think a one-time fee of $600, which I think is worth it. And then I think if you don't hit a certain minimum, which is pretty low, you kind of owe, I think it's also a low amount, like maybe $100 per quarter to have you be hosted on these websites.
But it could be huge for you.
It could be huge. Yeah, I think it's absolutely worth. If you're going to put in the time to advertise, to do your own, if you're on social media, if you're in media, if you have all these other components set up, I think it could be super helpful. We just went to that TikTok shop talk, and he was telling us the story of this guy who started selling his mom's birria seasoning recipe, called it birria bombs. It came in a little container, and it made like $300,000 his first month, literally on TikTok shop through affiliate marketing. So it changed their life overnight.
Didn't you get an email from a member of the media recently who said something like, if your clients aren't doing affiliate marketing?
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was someone on their Substack, a journalist it was like, good luck, babe, if you're not on the affiliate marketing channels. There's a small chance reporters will include you, but good luck, they said.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think if folks want to hear more, learn more about any of these PR trends, please reach out to us. hello@rootmarketingpr.com. That's hello@rootmarketingpr.com. And I'm excited because next month we're going to be talking about food trends for 2025. So you're the trends expert, so we'll have you back on. But yeah, stay tuned for more good stuff. So thanks so much for joining us today.